Hello angels, I hope you're good. Today's video I wanted to talk about being eating disorder free and how amazing recovery can be and how difficult it can be, but you know, in the long run how amazing it can be. I am almost 3 years anorexia eating disorder free. I was on the waiting list for ages and that actually triggered me to get worse for whatever reason, and I kind of woke up one day realising that I was worth way more than this, and it comes to a point where you're so sick and tired of being sick and tired. The first year obviously was way more difficult, the first few months especially, recovery is literally more difficult than staying sick. For some reason staying sick feels like the right thing to do. It's what your illness is telling you to do, and it's all consuming, so every part of your mind is saying, you know, stay in your illness, get worse, don't recover. That's not true. You need to listen to that tiny voice in your head that is you, not your disorder. In the early stages of recovery, there's so many things that you have to deal with. I remember night sweats being really bad, the extreme hunger you get after restriction. Once you start recovery, you eat a lot because you have to make up for what you haven't eaten, basically. So I'm a full believer in full recovery, not tipping your toes in recovery, I mean diving deep into recovery. And I believe in eating a lot during recovery. I gave up calorie counting completely once I recovered. I think that's something everyone should do. Give up body checking, give up weighing yourself, give up calorie counting, all of that. Someone recovering from a restrictive eating disorder like anorexia, I think it's necessary, and it means your recovery process will be quick. And also the initial stages of recovery are so painful. Why would you want to prolong it? Why would you want to long it out? So at the first stages you do have to eat a lot, but try and have fun with it. I know eating can feel wrong. There's nothing wrong about a bodily function. Imagine if you felt guilty for needing a wee, or you felt guilty for needing to breathe. It's a basic human function you need. It's no one feels guilty for drinking water, really. So why have we, I guess diet culture plays into it a bit, but you need it to survive. You literally need to eat. I've learned that weight gain is literally a normal part of life. Everyone's weight fluctuates. It's not just you. You need weight gain. Like for me, weight gain saved my life. Plus, think of this: you get boobs now and you get bum now. Not like it matters, but that's a plus side. The funny thing is, I preach this so much. When I started recovery, my body image improved so much, which you wouldn't think. You're gaining weight, and so most people would probably think that would trigger bad body image, but for me it totally did the opposite. When you're in your disorder, your brain isn't working properly at all because it's not being fed, so your brain is stupid. You literally go stupid in your disorder, I'm not kidding. So once you start recovery, literally a month in, my brain was just working so much better. I was able to look at myself, and not hate what I saw or anything. I learned self-acceptance. You're not constantly thinking about food. You just get to enjoy it instead of thinking about it. It doesn't matter. You're just free. I'd say one word for me for recovery is freedom. It's not this thing where it's once you start recovery, your life is going to be perfect, everything's going to be perfect, because that's definitely not the case. If anything, especially at first, recovery is so much harder. It's not going to go back to the way your life was before your disorder. Think about it as you're someone new. You're not going back to the old you. You can't erase the history you've had with your disorder, so you have to kind of create this new life for yourself, and you have the energy to actually see your friends. You have the energy to have midnight pancakes. You have the mental capacity to eat pizza on the weekend and watch TV and chill, and you don't feel guilty for it. The guilt does fade. You need to stick in it. Don't go in the baby pool with it. I'm all in, like I'm so for all in recovery. Following your cravings. You get a craving for ice cream, you fucking eat it. You get a craving for a big, bowl of pasta, you fucking eat it. Like, kind of introduces this intuitive eating style, with no restriction or anything. You get to a point where the extreme hunger just kind of disappears, and then, you can get back to eating normal meals. Not small. Intuitive eating doesn't mean restriction. It means eating when you're hungry, listening to your hunger signals, and stopping when you're full. That hunger, natural hunger cue comes back when you first start recovery. You can either get extreme hunger or you don't know when you're hungry, but I recommend just sticking with it because it's so worth it. You can't live a good life with your eating disorder. I've learned healthier coping mechanisms to deal with my pain. Some people, I think, have kind of found a sense of identity within their eating disorder, because I know for me that was the case. But once you step away from that, your life will improve. Living a life in your disorder is not living a life. Constantly worrying about feeling faint, constantly worrying about so many things. Hair falling out, I've said it so many times, brittle bones, digestive issues, honestly, everything. Recovery sorts everything out in the end. You just have to push through the really hellish months, because the initial recovery process is horrible. You don't need to use your eating disorder behaviours as a way in order to communicate how you feel. You can literally just say, actually, no, I'm not okay. Because for me, I would use my eating disorder as a way to numb my emotions. But there's so many other ways to deal with your emotions. Recovery is hard, but it's obviously so much better than dying from anorexia or dying from whatever eating disorder you're recovering from. You miss out on 99% of your life just to feel like you're in control of something that is essentially killing you, so you're not really in control of it. Nothing cool or glamorous about that.